Hey guys, what's going on? I am Hunter Starcraft, casting another 1 vs 1 pro match for you guys. It's not going to be a Korean match today, but it's got two top-tier foreigner players nonetheless. Spawning up here at the top left position of Shakura's Plateau, our red Terran player. From the team Mouse Sports, we have ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN is one of the most feared Terran players in any foreigner tournament that he attends. ThorZaIN is the TSL Season 3 champion, picking up a cool 15 Gs in that tournament. I guess it was a little while ago now, maybe 2 months ago, maybe a little less. Doesn't really matter. Point being, he's a beastly Terran player, and, well, his opponent's certainly going to have his work cut out for him. Scouting after his pylon, we have Complexity's Minigun. Formerly a member of the team Root Gaming, now the newly formed Complexity squad has Minigun as one of their top Protoss players. Minigun has not accomplished nearly as much as ThorZaIN in terms of tournament victories or anything like that, but he's a very popular player. Minigun is a popular streamer. He's going to work on the SCVs here, just being a little bit annoying, forcing an additional SCV off the mineral line, as we have a very fast refinery as well. Standard timing for both the barracks and the refinery here from ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN going for a very safe opening. Minigun, on the other hand, well, maybe I shouldn't even say on the other hand. I was going to say that as if Minigun were doing something a little less orthodox, but as we can see here, we got the gateway down, we got the assimilator down, and as soon as the gateway finishes up, we're going to see the cybernetics core. I thought that maybe on a map like Shakura's Plateau, our Protoss player Minigun may go for some kind of fast expand. It's actually very common on this map. You can secure your natural expansion quite easily as Protoss by walling in at the top, but, you know, just not something that Minigun wants to be doing here. Minigun is, however, picking a bit of an interesting tactic by putting down and, well, stealing one of ThorZaIN's extractors. Of course, if Minigun puts down this assimilator here, and he is going to let it complete, that really narrows down the number of build orders available to ThorZaIN. For example, without having a pretty fast second refinery, Minigun now knows that ThorZaIN, you know, he can't go for, he can't rush to Cloaked Banshees or anything like that. We got to do a tech lab on the way as well on his initial barracks here. Just one SCV, one Marine here down at the natural, and yep, saving up enough minerals for the command center. It does go down. This SCV doing a ton of scouting, and he is going to just barely make it out of the Protoss base. Of course, he sees the chrono boost being used on the Stalker, not being used on Warp Gate research just yet. That's going to be a real indicator for ThorZaIN as well. Minigun here not using all of his chrono boost on Warp Gates. He is boosting it out now. He's got 2 assimilators, and we're going to have to wait and see what Minigun is actually going to put down next. Just keeping an eye on his resources. Not really sure what he's going for during this build. Oh, he is going to get a Nexus. Okay. If I take a look at Minigun's vision, he doesn't know about ThorZaIN's fast expansion, but now with 400 minerals, there we go. Nexus on the way. So just a 1 gateway expansion here. Some might call this kind of an unsafe build, but I mean, we're the spectators here. We can see exactly what ThorZaIN's doing, and we know that Minigun is, you know, more than welcome to put down this Nexus. It's not going to be contested anytime soon. Back at ThorZaIN's base, we do have a little Maynard line heading down to the natural. A total of 6 workers Maynarding down. 1 SCV already down there. Another one building a bunker at the top of the ramp. Stimpack research on the way. The second barracks has completed, and this assimilator still intact. It's a little bit surprising for me, but at the same time, ThorZaIN, with such a economy-based opening, isn't, you know, apparently isn't in such a hurry to get a second geyser. He can pick up his second or third geysers at his natural as well. Some good map control for Minigun as he does occupy this central ZeNEX.Hack watchtower here. Very important. I mean, on Shakura's Plateau, or, you know, any map for that reason, especially when you consider the spawning locations to, you know, occupy these ZeNEX.Hack towers as much as possible. Finally, we got a Marine working away at the shields of this assimilator, and now that the engineering bay is done, we do have +1 infantry attack, along with a second refinery down here at the natural, even putting some missile turrets up for good measure, just in case Minigun we're going for Dark Templar or something like that. He's taking a very similar tech route, but not getting DTs. He's actually getting the Templar Archives. This is a very interesting build. I was watching the State of the Game, listening to the State of the Game podcast today on my way home from work, and they were talking a lot about this build, rushing to High Templar off of 2 base, and just, you know, all the things you can do with it, really. It's quite a diverse opening, and apparently much safer than it used to be. Seems like we got a lot more Protoss players doing that. Finally, this assimilator is going to get taken out, and we're going to soon be seeing ThorZaIN mining off of 4 gas. Of course, his 2 at the natural are now done as well, and he's about halfway complete on that +1 attack upgrade. He's got quite a fortified position here as he's putting a reactor down on this barracks. My guess is he's going to switch the starport onto the barracks. You can see the timing of the reactor and the starport. Good players line these types of things up so that as soon as the reactor and starport are done, we're going to have the lift off and the switch, and he's going to start pumping out medevac. Tech lab on the way on this barracks as well. He's going to have 2 tech labs along with 1 reactor, of course, pumping out those dual medevacs now. Heading back over to Minigun's base. I'm actually wondering what's going on down here. Very interesting little scouting supply depot. I mean, it's worth 100 minerals to ThorZaIN, apparently, just to keep an eye on this 3rd base right over here. The Psionic Storm has completed, and we're seeing a bunch more gateways go down. I'll take a look at that in a sec, but we do have an observer here. He's going to see everything that's going on. This observer scouts all the production facilities, and oh, he runs right into that missile turret. A little bit sloppy there, but that observer barely escapes with his life. Now taking and reclaiming map control. ThorZaIN here moving to the central Zelnaga watchtower. See when he's going to decide to move in. Minigun, though, with a lot of High Templar. He's got a couple at the top of the ramp here, and he does have 2 more in this War Prism as well. Very interesting. What is his plan with this War Prism? We follow the rally point all the way over here, up, down, and around. I guess he's going to try some unique draw play with that War Prism full of, or with 2 High Templar in it. We do have ThorZaIN's Hellion that was just dropped, and I want to take a look at the vision of ThorZaIN as well. He does, yeah, he knows exactly what's going on in Minigun's base as well. This War Prism better not get scouted. Oh no, he knows about it. This is really bad news for Minigun here. Oh man, this War Prism is not going to want to go anywhere near the Vikings. Oh, this is bad news. Turn away right now, Minigun. Oh, what's the move speed like for these guys? Oh, he got both High Templar out. Oh no! Oh, the poor High Templar getting chased down here by the Viking. Oh, that Viking with very few hit points left. Apparently Psystorm does a lot of damage. It does 80, I do believe. I think it's actually exactly 80. I'm going to check for you guys. Yes, it is 80, in fact. All right. So we've had some really interesting tactics here thus far. That, oh, the second High Templar actually makes it all the way home. Oh no, this Marine though. Oh, horrible way to die. A little bit of a waste of energy, but you know what? That High Templar really didn't have a choice there either. We do have more upgrades on the way. We got a +1 attack for Minigun's ground units here, and also getting charged for Zealots as well. The Dark Shrine is now complete, and ThorZaIN is actually picking up his 3rd base. Maynarding more SCVs down to the 3rd as well, plopping down a couple more refineries. Ghosts on the way, Armory on the way, and it looks like we're going to have a pretty serious battle commencing any moment. 1-1 upgrades for infantry, and just +1 attack now for Minigun. ThorZaIN opting to get a planetary fortress down here at his 3rd base. This observer sees exactly what's going on at the natural. If we take a look at ThorZaIN's vision, he knows as well. He, of course, knows about this 3rd base. So I'm wondering if these players are going to continue to play passively and macro up even larger forces. Or if there's going to be an engagement at any moment, we do have a potential drop here. Just a band of 7 Marines here. But there's a photon cannon in position, actually a couple of them, so it's going to make any drop play quite difficult for ThorZaIN. And we actually have a very creative use of the War Prism over here. One Dark Templar, a couple of Zealots already get warped in. Just being really extra annoying for ThorZaIN to deal with here. But there is a missile turret in position. Oh man, these Dark Templar and Zealot doing a lot of damage here. Doing a ton of damage. This is just brutal. We'll take a look at the worker count when all is said and done here. Let's take a look right now. We got 83 probes for Minigun. Wow, that is a ton of workers. 84 to 52 right now. ThorZaIN really quite far behind economically, but even on the income tab, we're going to see that they're quite even. There's a bit more gas for Minigun. Hold that thought. There is a drop here. And I suppose that the cannons, could have been placed a little bit more strategically here. Of course, they don't, cover the back of the mineral lines really at all. And although ThorZaIN is behind on the worker count, he does have lots of mulage. He just has the 2 orbital commands, putting down a 4th command center. Of course, there's a planetary fortress here as well. Lots of upgrades going down as well for our Terran player. He's getting +2/+2. Our Protoss player is getting +2/+2 as well. Going to be dumping Chrono Boost on the Forge, I'm sure. He's actually got double Forge going right now, and he's going to be producing off of 2 robotics facilities, and oh man, he's got a ton of warp gates as well. Do we have a robotics bay? That's actually what I'm really curious about. But I'm hearing these stim packs, and just want to keep an eye on everything that's going on the mini-map here. Do we have any more drop play for Minigun? I thought I saw something a second ago. Uh-oh. Is Minigun going to be able to get back here, save this 4th base? He's just got 2 Zealots now. Gonna try to fend this off. Oh, is it gonna go down? Or is it gonna get canceled? I don't think that Minigun canceled that. I think that it got destroyed, which is really bad news. That medevac is lucky he didn't have a little bit more banked energy, down to 22 hit points there. ThorZaIN, though, with some dominant map control, and this game is really anyone's game at this point. Similar upgrades, huge armies. The supply difference is very minute. And I'm going to get rid of the HUD and these tabs any second. You can keep an eye on what's going on here. Alright, big engagement. Some nice snipes, but Psystorm doing a lot of splash damage there as well. The scan spots the observer, gets taken out by the Vikings overhead. Don't want to lose track of what's going on elsewhere in the map. Nothing that I can see on the minimap. Oh man, those Marauders are taking so much damage. Those Psystorms dealing a huge amount of AoE damage. Cloaked Ghosts now sniping the High Templars. This is such creative play from ThorZaIN. Using EMPs, using snipes, taking out those very expensive High Templar, and all of a sudden, Minigun in an atrocious position. His supply is plummeting. He has lost his 3rd. All of these probes are going to get taken out if they're not careful. Oh man, are they going to be able to escape? I'm quite curious. Actually, ThorZaIN deciding to head over down to the 4th base. More production facilities. Going to go down here. He could just break the next. Those 2 pylons really put a thorn in the side of Minigun's production capabilities. Colossus gets focused down, and Minigun is forced to call GG. That was a really tense game that went down, and just one huge battle there at the end. I really have to, tip my hat to ThorZaIN's play there. Although he was behind by like 40 workers for like the second half of the game almost, he just had such a great unit composition. He used snipe very well in this area down here. The High Templars were all getting sniped by those cloaked ghosts. Just excellent use of ghost energy between snipes and the EMPs as well. A great timing from ThorZaIN, and a really tense matchup. If you guys enjoyed it, Be sure to check out the rest of my videos. I've got my archive up at youtube.com/HunterStarcraft. Subscribe for the latest updates on all videos that I do, of course, if you enjoy the content. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Peace out.